It's been an incredible adventure, and it started so long ago. And it really kind of the pinnacle of my entire career. And it really brings it all together, all of the skills that I've been gaining and trying to develop in myself and other people have taught me since I was a little dreaming kid of 9 years old thinking about flying in space. And it's brought me to the point that I've decided to retire from government service after 35 years of serving our country in, putting myself in harm's way, both in defense and in a test and in pushing back the edges of what is capable and in exploration. In about a month, I'll be retiring from the Canadian Space Agency and just pursuing private interests and finally moving back to Canada, getting my feet planted on the soil and seeing where the future takes me. Making good on a promise I made to my wife 30 years ago that yes, eventually we would live back in Canada. And I'm looking forward to the next phase of life. But here at the Space Agency, of course, Jeremy and David have been training and working so hard to gain all of the knowledge they possibly can to be ready to be the next Canadians to fly in space on behalf of so many others. They both were intrinsic in working on this mission. They supported me in Russia when we were training there. They were there supporting families at launch. Both of them work in mission control. They're both becoming supremely qualified. And as the Canadian Space Agency continues to work with all the other space agencies of the world, as Chris Alexander was talking about the international cooperation, the opportunities that exist for our agency here, it'll be definitely Jeremy Hansen and David Saint-Jacques who will be the next Canadians to fly in space. But finally, I just want to reiterate the debt that I owe, but also the debt that we all owe to this little small group of people that work in this building. Compared to the other agencies of the world, we're tiny, and yet we accomplish great things. We, as a combined force, reached a level of public involvement and public interest that was unprecedented. And I get to see the same fire in the eyes of kids that I run into. I was walking around Ottawa yesterday, and not just the recognition of someone they've seen on TV, but the shared pride that every single person, every Canadian I've talked to since I got back, that I've seen reflected in their eyes is one that's caused by the work of the people here at the Canadian Space Agency. And I really want to emphasize to the employees here the amount of pride that they can take, of course, but that all Canadians should in the things that we can do when we really set our minds to it.